Disappearing means stepping away from noise and old expectations. It is not about abandoning your responsibilities or running away from challenges. Instead, it is about creating space, a sacred distance between yourself and the constant chatter of the outside world. The noise can be overwhelming. Social media telling you how you should look, society pressuring you to meet deadlines that have nothing to do with your true happiness, friends or even family unconsciously projecting their fears onto your dreams. Over time, all these voices can drown out the most important one, your own. Stepping away is an act of bravery. It requires you to say, I need to hear myself think. I need to feel my own heartbeat. And when you choose to disappear, even temporarily, you begin to quiet those external demands that have been layered on you since childhood. Expectations like what success should look like, how fast you should move, what paths you should take, all of these are often inherited, not chosen. In disappearing, you give yourself the rare and precious opportunity to pause and ask, what do I truly want? Who am I without all of this noise? It is important to understand that disappearing does not mean isolation from love or rejection of the world. It means consciously curating what you allow into your mind and spirit. It could look like spending more time alone, unplugging from digital platforms, saying no to unnecessary obligations, or simply sitting in silence without feeling guilty. In those spaces of quiet, something magical begins to happen. You start to remember your own dreams, your own passions, and your own inner voice that might have been whispered away under the weight of expectation. Old expectations are like invisible chains. They hold you back, sometimes so subtly that you do not even notice. You chase goals that are not yours. You wear identities that were never meant for you. When you choose to disappear, you are not only stepping away from the world's noise, but you are also breaking free from those invisible chains. It can be painful at first. You might feel alone, confused, even scared. But that discomfort is a sign of growth. It means you are shedding layers that no longer fit, making space for something truer and stronger. Disappearing allows you to return to yourself with clarity. It offers you a fresh canvas where you can paint a life that is aligned with who you really are, not who the world told you to be. In stepping away, you do not lose yourself, you find yourself. You become lighter, freer, and more powerful because you are now fueled by authenticity, not by the need for approval. In the end, disappearing is not an escape. It is a return to simplicity, to truth, and to personal power. It is an act of love towards yourself, a necessary part of any deep transformation. When you step away from the noise and expectations, you step toward the most beautiful and honest version of who you were always meant to become. Transformation happens in silence and solitude. It is not born in moments of noise, applause, or constant activity. Real, lasting change takes root quietly, away from the eyes of the world. In the silence, there is space to listen to the inner voice that often gets drowned out by the chaos of everyday life. In solitude, there is freedom to confront the deepest parts of yourself, the dreams you buried, the fears you avoided, the questions you never had the time to answer. When you allow yourself to enter the quiet, you strip away the distractions that often keep you busy but not fulfilled. You are no longer performing for others, no longer trying to meet invisible standards. It is just you, raw, honest, and real. In that space, transformation begins. It may not look glamorous. It might start with confusion, discomfort, even pain. But these are necessary parts of the process. Growth is often uncomfortable because it demands that we let go of who we were to make room for who we are becoming. Solitude gives you the courage to face truths you might have been avoiding. It forces you to look at your choices, your habits, and your desires without judgment or pretense. In that quiet reflection, you find both the wounds that need healing and the strengths that have long been hidden under layers of fear. You start to understand yourself not as the world defines you, but as you truly are. The beauty of silent transformation is that it is slow and organic. There is no rush, no performance, no competition. It honors the natural rhythm of your soul. It allows you to rebuild yourself from the inside out, based not on external validation, but on internal conviction. Each moment spent alone in thought, in reflection, in stillness, lays another brick in the foundation of your new self. Transformation in silence teaches patience. In a world that demands instant results and quick fixes, solitude reminds you that real change cannot be rushed. It unfolds in its own time. Some days it might feel like nothing is happening, but deep beneath the surface, seeds are being planted, roots are growing stronger, and the future you is taking shape. It is in those quiet hours, when no one is watching, that you begin to shed the old identities that no longer fit. You discover resilience you didn't know you had. You cultivate new dreams, bigger visions, deeper purposes. When you finally step back into the world, you do so not as the same person who disappeared, but as someone transformed, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true path. In the end, silence and solitude are not punishments, they are gifts. They are the sacred spaces where you can fall apart safely and rebuild intentionally. Transformation does not announce itself with fireworks or grand gestures. It whispers in the stillness, it grows in the quiet, and it reveals itself only when you are ready to live as the fullest, truest version of yourself. Letting go is necessary for evolution. Growth demands that we release the things that no longer serve us, even when doing so feels uncomfortable or painful. Holding on to old habits, outdated beliefs, toxic relationships, or past mistakes keeps us anchored to a version of ourselves that is too small for who we are meant to become. Evolution requires movement, and movement requires freedom. You cannot step into your future while clinging tightly to your past. Letting go is not an act of weakness, it is an act of strength. It takes courage to admit that something once valuable to you has reached its natural end. It takes wisdom to recognize that not everything is meant to stay. Life is always flowing, changing, evolving, and so must we. The trees teach us this every autumn when they release their leaves. They do not cling to what must fall away. They let go, trusting that new growth will come in its time. Often, what we fear losing is a false sense of security. Familiar routines, even unhealthy ones, make us feel safe because they are known. But true security comes from trusting ourselves, trusting that we are capable of surviving change, of adapting, of thriving even after loss. Every time we let go, we create space, space for new opportunities, for new relationships, for new dreams to take root. Without letting go, there is no space to evolve into the next chapter of our lives. Letting go also means forgiving not just others, but ourselves. It means releasing the weight of regret, guilt, and resentment. Carrying these heavy emotions keeps us trapped in cycles of self, blame, and anger, preventing us from moving forward. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior. It is about refusing to let past pain dictate your future happiness. It is about choosing freedom over bondage, peace over bitterness. The process of letting go can be deeply emotional. It can feel like grieving because in many ways it is. We grieve the version of ourselves that we are leaving behind. We mourn the comfort of the known, but through that mourning we are reborn. Each time we shed an old layer, we become lighter, more authentic, more powerful. Evolution is a natural part of life. Every living thing grows, changes, and adapts. Humans are no different. But unlike nature, we often resist change because it frightens us. Yet resisting change only delays our growth. When we surrender to the process, when we trust that letting go is not the end, but a beginning, we step into the fullest expression of who we are meant to be. Letting go is not about forgetting your past. It is about honoring it and moving forward with the lessons it gave you. It is about trusting that what lies ahead is greater than what you are leaving behind. It is about embracing the unknown with hope rather than fear. Only by letting go can we truly evolve, stepping boldly into the future we deserve. Embrace the unknown and trust the process. Life, in its truest form, is a journey filled with twists, turns, and unexpected paths. No matter how carefully we plan, there will always be elements beyond our control. The unknown can feel intimidating because it strips away our illusion of certainty, but hidden within that uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility, creativity, and profound transformation. When we choose to embrace the unknown instead of fearing it, we open ourselves to experiences that can exceed even our wildest dreams. Trusting the process means believing that every step, even the confusing and painful ones, has a purpose. It means recognizing that growth does not happen in straight lines or predictable patterns. Sometimes the detours, the delays, and the apparent failures are exactly what we need to prepare us for what's coming next. Trusting the process requires faith, not necessarily faith in a specific outcome, but faith in your ability to handle whatever comes, to learn, and to adapt. The unknown holds both challenges and opportunities. When we resist it, we create suffering by clinging to what is familiar. But when we lean into it, we tap into our deepest reservoirs of strength, creativity, and resilience. We discover parts of ourselves we never knew existed. We find new passions, new talents, new perspectives. The unknown stretches us beyond our limits and calls us to become more than we ever thought we could be. Embracing the unknown also teaches humility. It reminds us that we are not all-knowing, and that's okay. We don't have to have all the answers right now. We don't have to see the entire path to take the next step. Life is revealed one moment at a time, and trusting the process means being fully present for each of those moments, even when they feel uncertain or scary. It is easy to have confidence when everything is clear and predictable. True courage, however, is found when you step forward despite the fog, despite the doubts, despite not knowing what lies ahead. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has had to walk through the unknown. They had to take risks, to believe in their vision even when the world doubted them, and to keep moving even when the road seemed invisible. The unknown is not a void, it is a canvas. It is filled with opportunities waiting to be discovered, relationships waiting to be formed, and dreams waiting to be lived. Trusting the process allows you to move forward with hope instead of fear, with curiosity instead of anxiety. In the end, life is not about controlling every outcome. It is about showing up bravely, embracing each moment, and trusting that even when you cannot see the full picture, you are being guided towards something greater. Embrace the unknown, trust the process, and watch yourself grow into the person you were always meant to become. Feeling lost is part of the journey. It is not a sign that you are failing or falling behind. It is a natural and necessary stage of growth. When you feel lost, it simply means you are moving away from what is familiar and stepping into new territory. You are shedding old identities, questioning old beliefs, and searching for a path that is truly your own. That confusion, that sense of uncertainty, is a powerful signal that you are evolving beyond the limits you once accepted. Many people fear feeling lost because we have been taught that we should always have a clear direction, a set plan, and a perfect vision for the future. But the truth is, some of the most profound transformations in life begin in moments of uncertainty. Feeling lost forces you to slow down, to reflect, and to ask deeper questions about who you are and what you truly want. It strips away the easy answers and invites you to listen to your heart in a way that certainty never demands. When you allow yourself to experience being lost without rushing to fix it, You create space for real insight to emerge. You begin to notice the things that no longer resonate with you. You start to see the cracks in the life you thought you wanted, and you gain the courage to dream bigger and more honestly. Feeling lost is not a dead end, it is a crossroads. It offers you the opportunity to choose again, to rebuild, and to align your life more closely with your true self. There is also a hidden strength in being lost. It teaches you resilience. It challenges you to keep moving even when the destination is unclear. It shows you that you can survive uncertainty, that you can endure discomfort, and that you can find your way even without a map. Every step you take in the dark strengthens your trust in yourself. You learn that you do not need to have all the answers to keep going. You discover that progress is still being made, even if you cannot see it yet. Feeling lost often precedes major breakthroughs. It is the necessary dismantling of old patterns before new growth can occur. Like a forest after a fire, there may be a period of emptiness, but soon new life begins to sprout. Your dreams, your passions, your purpose, they start to reveal themselves, not because you forced them, but because you created the space for them to come forth naturally. The journey of becoming your true self is not linear. It is filled with detours, pauses, and periods of feeling lost. Instead of viewing these moments as failures, see them as sacred. They are invitations to dig deeper, to trust more, and to become wiser. Feeling lost is not the end of the road. It is a vital and beautiful part of finding your way. It is a reminder that you are not stuck, you are in the middle of becoming someone extraordinary. Come back stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Life will challenge you. It will break you down, shake your confidence, and test your faith in yourself. But it is in those moments of struggle that your true power is forged. Strength is not built in comfort. It is built in adversity. Wisdom is not gained through ease. It is gained through experience, through falling and getting back up. To come back stronger, wiser, and unstoppable means to embrace the lessons that hardship offers, to rise each time you are knocked down, and to keep moving forward with a heart full of courage. Strength comes when you realize that you are capable of surviving more than you thought. It comes when you refuse to be defined by your setbacks. Every failure, every disappointment, every heartbreak carries within it a hidden gift, the chance to grow. You do not come back stronger by pretending pain does not exist. You come back stronger by facing it, processing it, and choosing to heal. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you endured, that you fought through storms and survived. Wisdom comes when you stop seeing mistakes as reasons for shame and start seeing them as valuable teachers. Wisdom is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that life is complex, that not everything will go as planned, and that that's okay. It is the ability to look back at your past, not with regret, but with understanding. Every wrong turn, every closed door, every painful goodbye contributed to the person you are becoming. Wisdom allows you to move through life with greater clarity, patience, and compassion for yourself and for others. To be unstoppable is not to never feel fear or doubt. It is to feel those things and keep moving anyway. It is to understand that obstacles are not signs to quit, but invitations to rise higher. Being unstoppable means setting your goals based on your own truth, not the opinions of others. It means believing in your worth, even when circumstances try to convince you otherwise. It is a mindset, a choice you make daily to keep going, to keep believing, and to keep striving for the life you deserve. Coming back stronger, wiser, and unstoppable is a process. It does not happen overnight. It requires patience, self-forgiveness, and relentless self-belief. It demands that you honor your journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. It calls you to embrace the person you are becoming and to never settle for less than the greatness within you. No matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the power to rise again. Each time you do, you come back with more strength, more knowledge, and more resilience. You become a force that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks. You become someone who shines even brighter because of the battles you have faced. In the end, you are not just surviving, you are thriving, unstoppable, and fully alive.